Hello and welcome. This is the Obligatory podcast with Kermit and Myke. I'm Mike Hurley.
And I'm Kermit.
Every time we go right from normal speaking voice to cheesy
You did it
announcer.
This time.
I did it this time. I don't know why. It's the whole thing. You running around doing the cameras and then going, and all of a sudden it's that on stage voice, like, oh, let me entertain your voice. But how you doing, man?
I'm good.
Been a busy week for you, huh? The summer camp and everything.
Yeah,
else,
just with the summer camp.
Butt.
I think you had a busier weekend with improv, right?
Yeah, I had a great weekend, man. I got to, as you know, last time we spoke with you, I think we left it at, I don't even know if I'm working this weekend.
Oh, that's right, because you were just in the flyer, but you didn't know if you were.
Yeah, the way it went down was at the beginning of the month, I had sent over my avails to the improv. I'm like, hey, I got some open weekends if you guys have a fallout or need anyone to host. And Krista, Hispanic, amazing GM over there, was like, oh, okay, maybe we'll get you in for Godfrey weekend. And I'm like, okay. And then I heard nothing else until you sent me a picture of a flyer that had me hosting Jersey, the Haitian Sensation featuring, and Godfrey headline. I'm like, dude, I don't even know if I'm on that show. I never heard back from the GM. And you're like, well, I got asked to make a flyer, so here it is. And then, like, the day before, I text over to Chris to just be like, hey, am I on the shows this weekend? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, you're featuring, by the way.
Yeah, because I had you on the flyer as hosting.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, he's not hosting, he's featuring. Like,
yeah.
Oh, right.
I guess she said that Godfrey's people had looked at us, me and Jersey, and decided they wanted me to feature and Jersey to host, which can mean so many different things, there's so many reasons that spots get switched around, but I think I was just the cream and the Oreo this weekend. I think that was
cream, and the Oreo.
Well, there's some comedians who don't like other black comics. There's black comics who don't like other black comics opening for them, And then there's also the same thing. There's some female comics that don't like other female comics on the show. It's just all preference. And when it comes down to it's the headliner show. And really what it comes down to is they want to make sure that there's nothing similar to what they do right before they go up and do their thing.
Yeah.
So I think Jersey is high energy, charming, likable guy. Godfrey, high energy, charming, likable. And, I'm just...
And then
I'm just amazing looking,
And just... lumpy, low energy.
Lumpy? I don't think I've hit lumpy status yet. I'm definitely not low energy. It's just a different energy.
Okay, got you.
Well, you were there. You made it out.
No, you did great, man. I was highly impressed. I was like, holy shit.
What do you mean you were impressed? I did my show.
You know what it is? We see each other so much doing open mics.
Yeah.
We see each other just always trying material.
Working out.
I haven't seen you on.
Yeah.
In a long time. I was like, oh shit, he's on.
Yeah, and you came out like second show Saturday night.
Oh man, it was
sold out house and just a whole energy about it.
It was awesome.
They were great shows, and I actually think I hit my personal best for single weekend merchandise sales.
Oh, for the watches and wallets?
Watches and wallets, yeah, because Godfrey doesn't do merchandise, so he was cool with us selling ours.
Nice.
For those of you who don't know, sometimes when you work some of the bigger clubs, the headliner gets to make the call on who gets to sell merchandise. And sometimes you have a headliner who doesn't want anyone besides them selling merch. It's more common that it's acceptable for the feature and the headliner to sell merch. However, this time around, Jersey was hosting, a friend of ours, friend of the show, and the headliner was just like, no, man, everybody sells on my show. You guys go make your money, which was really cool of him. But, dude, like, Thursday show, like, right out of the gate, I think I did like $600 in merchandise on a Thursday. On a Thursday.
That was crazy. He did Thursday to Sunday.
Oh yeah,
that's rare. I mean,
you don't see that much anymore.
No,
you usually see like a 5-show weekend.
Friday, Saturday.
He did tops. Thursday to Friday to Saturday to Sunday, and I would say, out of all those, probably first show Friday and second show
Saturday.
No, first show Friday and Sunday. Sunday wasn't sold out by the time I got on stage, but by the time I got off stage, it was pretty much every tier was filled in.
Yeah, people kept coming in late.
Yeah. So weird.
Yeah. Just leave it at that.
Such a usually punctual audiences over there.
Yeah, because Jersey would be like, man, all these people missed my set. I'm like, they didn't miss much.
Oh, he's not messing around, dude. I think it was probably first show Saturday night. No, second show Saturday. The night you showed up. they start like you know how usually they say the show starts at 9:45, but they wait for people to fill in and everything else. Uh, Whoever was running the room Saturday night, 9:46, they came back to the green room. They're like, "We're starting." There was still a line around outside the lobby to the ticket office.
Oh man, you guys are doing your stuff while people are just walking in and getting seated.
Jersey did all his set while they still had a
Ah,
full line
sucks.
going. Yeah,
That
it's rough.
sucks.
But you gotta remember, a lot of that also comes down to the headliner because sometimes the headliner's like, "Yeah, I don't care, as long as they're all sat by the time I get on stage." That's the point of it. Because the headliner, whenever you hold the show, it's a trickle down effect, man. It's like I've been on that side of it. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna hold the show." The opener doesn't really care. He's like, "Oh, okay, more people for to watch me."
Right.
The middle doesn't care. It doesn't affect him. But you going up last, now there's people who got there on time who have been seated, and it turns into by the time you're getting up on stage, they've already been seated, ate. They're ready to go. You know, there's a reason most movies are like 90 minutes long. Comedy shows, plays, everything are about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's people get naturally fidgety, you know, when it's time to go. What was it? We did a show last year at the Improv. I think you were hosting. I was headlining, and they had a sound problem. Remember that?
We had no sound.
We
Period.
had no sound.
That
So
sucked.
went from there were people who got there at 6:30 to come in and get sat and everything else for an 8 o'clock show. Now they've been there since 6:30. We don't get sound back until 9 o'clock, which means I'm not going on stage for another hour. You know, before we even got that show started, I remember there were tables who had eight who got up when they saw what time the show was starting. They're like, "Oh, we have sitters or other
Yeah, I
plans." Or
remember that.
there
You
was
ran to go get your speaker, and by the time you got the speaker, finally we got the.
we still waited because they had some guy coming to do tech. But it's like, man, that seems like an issue you check before showtime.
That was so annoying.
That was horrible because that was a sold out show.
That was a sold out show.
Sold out show on a Wednesday. And the other thing was they hadn't had any sold out shows. Wednesdays have been light. So they staffed it at half. Like usually they get like what, 12 servers on?
Yeah.
They had like 6 servers on. They didn't expect it to be sold out. Then it's sold out. So the servers are frustrated. Now we don't have sound. So they're holding the show. That was like the perfect storm of horrible situation. I'm like, of course, on my night.
So what's the max improv holds?
I don't know. I want to say it's like right around 275, maybe something like that. I think that's the max amount of seats. I've had headliners tell me, not just in the Improv, but certain clubs, headliners get a bonus for sellouts, and they'll work all weekend and see the whole room packed with no other seats. And then at the end of the week, they'll go get their bonus, and they're like, "Oh no, we didn't sell out." And they're like, "Yeah, every seat was." "Oh no, we got tables that we didn't bring into the room, and we leave those out there so people can have more space. But if we need them, we would have brought them in." Like they do that whole hold back 5 or 6 tables so they
Right.
can be like, "Oh," but you know, it's always weird because uh, like he actually had, I think it was second show Saturday, the show you made it out. There were people who had tickets, and it was like Delta Airlines, like, "No, we understand you have a ticket, but we have no room for you." You know?
Yeah, I saw people standing watching the show.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, you performed for 200 plus,
Hmm.
and then I performed for 10.
Oh, you were at the
I was at the what was the thing called?
well, you did it.
Shenanigans Comedy Orlando Comedy Fest.
The Shenanigans Orlando Comedy
It was shenanigans,
Fest.
all right.
It was I remember that. That was I saw some flyers for it, and that was what was the whole premise of that? What was going on over there?
It was supposed to be a comedy fest. 8 hours of comedy.
Where was that at?
Kissimmee in a hotel.
Uh-huh.
And I drove out there. It took me 30 to 40 minutes out to get out there
Mm-hmm.
for a whopping 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Was it all stand up?
No, it was a lot of improv.
Mm.
Like a lot of these weird groups that like it was weird. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did my set and I left.
Was there a good turnout? Good audience?
And not when I went up.
How many people were in the audience when you went?
10, but I don't know how many of those people were actually like the performers.
So they had this big banquet room.
Yeah.
And like all these seats set up.
I wouldn't say big banquet room.
Yeah.
I would just say
Was it as
room.
big as MegaCon?
No way.
The rooms weren't as big as
It was
MegaCon?
it was a quarter of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, man. I did it. And Kevin White was there. He was just like, yep, I'm here till midnight. I was like, all right, well, good night. And I left. I did my set. I was there. I got there at 8 and I was off the stage by 8:05.
You walked in, walked right on stage, did your set, and walked out.
Yes. It was interesting,
Mm,
to say the least. I mean, he tried.
mhm.
It's just I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to do with that.
Yeah.
He brought a bunch of open micers to do a festival.
Oh wow.
So
So you were like the big name.
yeah, and that was like weird. They're like, oh well, Kermit, you're here. You're a comedian. And I was
Mm,
like, what about everybody else? Oh no, he just started. And I was like, oh
wow.
boy, I was like, Jesus.
Well, hey.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. It's all good.
Yep.
So
But also, nice surprise. Friday night, Adrian and Katrina Tuggle came out to the
oh
show.
okay,
You know the
to your
people.
show, not my show.
Yeah, to my
Because they didn't
to
come out.
Godfrey's show.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
happened to be on it. But yeah, they made us those magnets a while back. Gave us surprised
yeah.
us at
Oh yeah, yeah.
420, that 420 show. Dude, they came out and they're like, "Hey, we got a gift for you," and they just hand me this box, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's for you and Kermit." And I took it back to the green room, opened it up, and these things have to be.
It's a
It's
blanket for me.
yeah, it's like 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet magnet
It's awesome.
with the podcast logo.
It's
It's like,
crazy big.
man, where am I gonna hang this? Like,
Just gonna put it in my car, man.
like I can put it on my refrigerator, but it will cover all the kids' crappy artwork.
Maybe that's the plan.
Could
Like
be,
there, if you can.
could be. But thank you so much to you guys.
Yeah, that was awesome. Kick
It's
ass gift.
such a cool surprise. And yeah, I guess Adrian's actually talking about kind of going because he already does jerseys merchandise. He does like print stuff like
Right.
keychains, magnets, stuff like that. And I was talking to him a little bit, and I guess he's actually still working with the company he works with, but he's venturing out to do his own little side stuff. And I'm like, well, that's great, man, because obviously we spoke about it before. We want to get some promotional stuff and everything else. So I think that's the direction he's heading. And if that's the direction they go, then of course we're gonna go ahead and get that information out to the
Awesome.
listeners. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
but again, man, that was a really
yeah.
cool gift.
Yeah.
I took a picture. I put it up on the Facebook page.
Mhm.
I put it on my fridge.
Oh yeah.
So it's up on the Facebook page.
Big. So what else you been doing this week besides comedy? I felt like that's more time spent talking about comedy than we
Yeah, we
usually
went
do.
deep in the rabbit hole on that one.
Yeah. Let's bail ourselves out. Get back. To
Everyone's
the
kind of
usual.
shitting on me lately on Facebook.
Why?
Well, not
What's
me
going on?
really, but like
What?
saying how I have a screwed up kind of. I think it's funny, but I was working at the karate. We were cleaning the karate school,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a Christmas card from my dad.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I was cleaning and I
Yeah.
found the Christmas card. I was like, "What is this?"
Oh, so he forgot to give you your Christmas
And he
card this
starts
year?
laughing, and he goes, "Oh man, that's your Christmas card." I go, "All right, cool." So I open it, and it's from 2015.
Holy shit!
I was like, "Dude,
What did it have inside? Just a little message?
not even money. It's just a
Not-
message,
Ah,
just like Merry Christmas, son, and Happy New Year. Many wishes."
wow. So he double dipped on the card. First off, he used it for Christmas and New Year's. No money inside.
None.
So like back in 2000, what year was this?
15.
2015, you're thinking, man, that's weird. Dad didn't give me shit for Christmas. And then now, 3 years later, you realize he did get you shit. It was just a shitty card. It's almost like it would have been better just to feel like he had totally forgotten. But he remembered.
I forgot too. That's the thing. So I didn't really give a shit. But then
Mhm.
now it kind of hurts. I was like, "Man, you didn't
Care enough?
care enough. You didn't care." So everyone's like making fun of me,
Yeah.
saying how we're a messed up family.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it any other way though.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, anyone can get a card on Christmas, the year of Christmas. It makes it more special when it's like, if you found it like 2 weeks from now, it would have been Christmas in July for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta I'll post it up on the Facebook too. I posted it up on mine, but I
Mhm.
thought it was funny as shit.
Yeah. I've kind of been, I'm sure you can kind of hear it. This past weekend just wore me out, like between the shows and doing stuff around
Talking
the house.
too much?
Still unpacking. I don't know, man. I got hit like last night. I started feeling like a little bit of a stuffy nose and then done. Like it hit me all this morning, like sore throat and everything else. But I've been trying to relax because the last month has been so busy with the move and work and being on the road and stuff. And I'm just catching up on my Netflix now. Like I haven't even started season 2 Luke Cage yet.
I watched one episode.
How is it?
Seems better than season 1 already.
Season 1 was pretty good.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
I hated it.
Were you not enough Hispanics?
No,
Like,
it was not
like,
enough superhero
dude.
shit.
Yeah, okay.
He
There was a
doesn't.
lot of character
Oh
development.
my god! Oh, you have powers. I don't want to use them. All right, thanks. I want
Yeah.
to know about your girlfriend now.
I had this happens every time Luke Cage comes on or Black Panther. Obviously I'm white, which means I know
Clearly,
white people. And sure enough, there will be like I watched Luke Cage. I felt underrepresented. I watched Black Panther. Not enough of my people. And it's like, we get it. They have a thing that doesn't include you for once. And
who was saying this to you?
no, just like the random Facebook
Oh,
posts
okay. I think
of
you're talking
like
about.
almost like that. How come they have black entertainment television, but I can't have what? How come there's black college and white college? It's like, man, all you guys are the exact
It's
reason
called
that I
Harvard.
catch shit. Yeah.
What
Used to be. Used to
used to
be.
be?
Used to
Okay.
be like, oh, every college.
Okay.
But I on Netflix, my buddy Dustin actually told me about this. There's a Netflix kind of documentary series called Scam City. Have you seen it? Have you
No.
heard of it? It's this one dude from England, and he basically his job used to be going around the world studying different occupations and different worlds type stuff. But now what he does is goes through each country, picks a city, and goes and looks into the criminal side of it, like the underbelly, like the scams that go on, like how they take advantage of tourists. Like he'll go out and allow himself to get pickpocketed or scammed or something like that. And then he goes back with his film crew and sits down and goes, "Look, I don't want my money back. I don't want my wallet back. I don't want anything. I just want you to show me how it's done."
He confronts the guy that like,
Yeah.
and then what? He
And
don't.
sometimes they like these people go on air with them and they'll blur the face sometimes they don't. And they show him like the scam. So he's done New York where he's gone into like the whole the fake cologne scams and stuff like that. All the stuff you can go on Canal Street and like, oh yeah, this is the same stuff you buy in Macy's. Like he tracks that down to the dealers. He's gone to Thailand and gone into the massage parlors. He's like, I think it was Paris was all about pickpockets and stuff like that. And like he just full on shows how easy it is. And some of these people are freaking good, man.
I gotta check this out. I didn't even hear about this one.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And one of the scams that he came across in Louisiana, or I'm sorry, yeah, New Orleans. I think it was the first time I went to New York City, and I got scammed in New York City. And they do the exact same scam to some
What'd you get
people in New
scammed with?
Orleans. Uh, I was walking on Canal Street, which is where you go to kind of buy knockoffs and stuff like that. Lots of street vendors, lots of stores. Right around the corner from is Lil Italy and Chinatown and everything else. And we were walking by. It was me and my buddy Eric, and it was my first time in New York. And we walked by this little shop, and they say there's a guy handing out tickets. He's like, "Hey, free gift for coming inside. Free gift for coming inside." So we go inside, and it's like a bodega, just like a little convenience store.
Okay.
And they direct us to a back door. At the back
There's
door,
always a back door
this is where it
to a
gets.
bodega,
This is where it gets ugly.
and it's always behind the freezers.
Yep. So we go back there, but it's not like a bodega like you see it. It's a bodega, but it's not like, oh,
Not
Latinos and
Puerto
everything
Ricans.
else. No, it was some Italian guys.
Okay.
So we go back there into the room, and it's just this little. The room's smaller than the studio, but it's like a little counter, and behind the counter there's a board with a bunch of numbers. And he's like, "Oh, hey, you got your yeah, here's your free gift," and he gives us like a little American flag keychain. You know, like
Okay.
he's like, "Now what you also get is 2 free rolls on our game here." And he's like, "It's usually $2, but, with that free gift, you get the keychain and you get 2 free rolls." Now, what it is they give you one of those, the shaker thing you put dice or die in when you're playing a
Right.
board game? He gives you one of those, and there's a board, and, there's the board with all the numbers, and there's a whole bunch of stuff around, like, PlayStation and all this crap, stereo, TV, and
Bunch of
basically
it's like
base
it's a pawn shop.
it looks like a carnival game is what
Yeah.
it is. And basically what they do is they give you have to throw these dice out. They toll the die, and then for like say you rolled like collectively a 24. That's worth a certain number of points over here. Like oh, a 24 is worth 2 points or 3 points or whatever. And that there's some number combinations that are worth 0 points, okay? And the object is to get up to 10 points and you get any prize you want. So
Okay.
he gives me a roll. I hit it. I get like 1 point. What I get. The next roll I get 4 points. So now I'm up to 5 points on my 2 free rolls. And what you know, he says, "Oh my gosh, nobody gets 5 points like right out of
Of
the gate,"
course.
which of course means everybody fucking gets 5 points. But I'm 22 years old and I'm like, "Jesus Christ, this is awesome." So he's like, "Okay, well, it's $2 to roll dice, but you got to remember on my 2 free rolls, I've already hit 5. I'm good at this game, you know? This game with no skill." So then I put down $2 and roll dice, and I get one of the numbers that adds up to 0. And I'm
Okay.
like, "Oh, okay." Well, that was fun. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, but for $2 you can try again. Remember, you, you can get 5 points basically in one roll." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm only $2 in. I'm this close. You'd be an idiot not to put another two on, right?" I put $2 down. I roll. I hit like a number, and everybody starts cheering. I'm like, "Did I win?" He's like, "No, you didn't win, but you hit 29. 29 means now when you get 10, you get any 2 items you want because
Who's everyone cheering?
there's people who work there. There's there's
It's like
there's
a crowd all of a sudden shows up. Oh,
there's
this
people
is
who
getting
work there.
sketchy.
There's other people waiting, quote unquote, for their turn to play, and these are all
Right.
plants
Yeah,
there
yeah.
to egg you on and promote
And they
you.
all look alike.
Yeah. So what I didn't mention is you tell them from the start what you're playing for. So I think I picked like the PlayStation. So when I hit 29, now it's, "Oh, you get the PlayStation. What else?" Well, what goes with the PlayStation? I'll take that flat screen TV, right? But now also every roll, since you're playing for 2 prizes, you gotta pay. You won the right to win 2 prizes, but the roll price goes up to $4. So
So how much money did you spend overall?
I think I lost something like $160. And here's what they do. Here's what they do. Because believe it or not, I hit 29 a couple more
Of course you
times.
did.
So
You're a
now I'm
pro.
playing six. Fuck you. I'm paying $6.
Oh my gosh.
And basically, you can play. They sell you on this because there's no way you can lose as long as you keep playing. But what happens is the rule is if you walk away from the table, then you lose
All
everything. You
bets are,
start
yeah, you
all
lose.
bets are off. So when you walk into a place and you got $200 cash, they're gonna take that $200, and if you got to go. What they did for me, they did me this favor.
Good
They took the
Lord.
ticket, put it in an envelope,
They put
and told me I
bandana
could
on you.
come back in 30 days and keep playing from where I was playing. But here's the truth of it: you're never gonna win.
Yeah.
You're always gonna get right to that point, and they know because the other thing is they don't there's like 8 or 9 dice. They do the counting. So they're picking up the die while they're counting. They're like, "Okay, we got a 3, we got a 4, we got a blah 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 blah." So basically, they know which numbers are 0. So they can 0 you all the time. They're faster and smarter than you. All right?
Man, they saw
And
you
no one
coming.
they saw everybody coming,
They
man.
rode you like a bull.
And basically no one goes reports it. It's one of those things that they have lookouts and they know cops and everything, and they just shut it down. It becomes a bodega again. You know, plus yeah, so when I saw this scam, I was like watching all these scam episodes, and then I see them start explaining this scam. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm glad I never got that hustle like that.
I was gonna say, have you ever had? You've
No.
never fallen for a scam?
No, I've fallen for scams, but never went through with it. I used remember when before the internet, when they'll call you about you won a cruise. I'm like, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you did. Like, yeah, you get an all paid trip to the Bahamas. All you gotta pay is the tax,
Yeah.
and the tax like $300.
350
And I'm
bucks.
like, yeah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. Let me call you guys back. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know any better.
But
So
it's funny because after watching, like, I've probably watched 9 or 10 episodes of this stuff now.
I gotta watch that show.
It's really good.
I'm on Rick and Morty right now, so
Yeah, that's fulfilling.
it is.
But last night I came down to other bar. You were doing the DJ thing, not the DJ thing, but you were
I was like, you threw. I was like, I was DJing.
you were at
Other
other bar, just kind of
open mic.
yeah, open mic. I
Yeah.
swung by, said, "Hey, you guys," and then I went to Gringos to get something to eat. And I'm always such a soft touch downtown. Usually, like at least once
What do you mean?
when a homeless person comes up, "Hey man, can't get a buck, can't get
Because
some
you a
change."
sucker.
I'm a sucker, but I'll tell you, after watching Scam City, man, I got my Gringos, and the only table that was open was like a 6 top inside. I'm like, I'm not gonna be that guy that takes up a 6 top. So I went outside, sat down at that little table outside. I
Oh
was eating for
man.
10 minutes, had 4 different people come up to me, hit me up for my. The first guy came up riding a bike, and he's like, "Hey, man, can I talk to you for a second?"
No.
I'm like, "Sure."
Ugh.
He's like, "Well, I was just wondering." I'm like, "Before you start, I don't have any money." He's like, "No, no, man, I wasn't. Man, why you think I want your money? I don't want your money." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, then what's up?" He's like, "I've just been trying to get something to eat,
Eat.
so I'm looking for someone to buy me something to eat." I'm like, "Do you know a way to do that without money?" And he was like, "Man, what you got food right there? Give me some of that." I'm like, "No, this is mine.
That's-
This is mine." And you know me, you'd sooner get one of my children than my gringos. You know, like don't put your hands near my food.
no, this is my food. Man,
Yeah,
come on.
I had after he left, another guy came up said, "Man, do you have $1?" I said, "No." He's like, "Fuck!" And he walked away.
Did you get scared on that one?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
My favorite though was this one guy came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, that looks really good." I'm like, "Oh, it is." And he's like, "Yeah, I've ate here before. It's really good food. I just I don't have any money with me, but I'd really like to eat here." I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "Okay, well maybe you should go ask them." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, you eat here, so they know you, so maybe they'll spot you since you're gonna see them again."
Right.
"Oh, well, I was thinking maybe you could loan me the money." I'm like, "Well, this is my first time meeting you, but you've been here, and more importantly, you know where to find them if and when it's time to pay them back." He's like, "I don't want to bother them." I'm like, "But I can get bothered." Like, dude, trust me, you want their food, they're the ones to talk to, not me.
So what did you learn?
Scam City has made me more cynical and bitter.
Well, you always been cynical and bitter, so
Less giving, I guess. I don't
yeah. I
know.
mean, well, I would have taken the lesson not eat outside at Gringos, but
Yeah, it was a nice conversation with people.
fuck that.
Oh, they did this. There's this one guy that had a scam in Amsterdam where basically, he was an older guy on a bike, and he literally intentionally bumped into the host and dropped his bottle of whatever he was carrying, and it shattered. And the first thing he says is like, "You'll give me money. You'll give me money." And the guy's like, "For what?" He's like, "You broke one. That was a $50 bottle of whiskey or something like that." And the guy's like, "Really,
They're
really?"
ha-
And he goes down, and he's
oh my
like, "That's not
god.
even. You give me money. You give me money." Like the whole, "You broke my
Yeah,
stuff. You pay for it."
they have a big problem with that in China now,
Do they?
where people are laying down in front of people's cars and they're acting like they got hit, and then they want to like you give them money or they're gonna sue you. They
Wow.
lay down like, and everyone's recording now,
Mhm.
but you see them just go and lay down in front of the car,
Wow.
and they won't let you they won't let you drive. Well, you could drive over them,
I was gonna say, if you
but
ever
then you get in
nah,
trouble.
if I went to China, you'd see my Facebook post. Lots of speed bumps here in China. Gonna have to get the sword.
Bing dong.
Yeah.
Dong.
Well, there was one. I think they were in Mumbai. He was in Mumbai. He got picked up from the airport by a overzealous taxi driver, and that's the thing he says. He's like, every city I've been to takes advantage of tourists when it comes to taxis. Every single one.
Yeah, because you
Like
don't know the price. They'll be like,
you'll be
50
somewhere
bucks.
leaving the airport and it says, 200 rupees or whatever. And as soon as you get in, he's like, "So how much?" They're like, "Oh, 450 rupees." He's like, "It says there 200." They're like, "No, that old sign. That old sign."
I was like, that's
But
like, oh, see, rubs off.
he was in Mumbai, and this guy goes and grabs him, and he's like, "Yeah, you come with me. You come with me." He hops in the taxi. The taxi leaves the airport a block later. They stop. Some guy gets in. He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm your tour guide. I'm your tour guide." He's like, "No, I don't have it." "Yeah, yeah, this is how it works here. I'm your tour guide." And he takes them somewhere, and they go down this back road. He's like, "No, my hotel is the Strand. I'm
Oh,
over that way."
fuck.
They go down this back road. It's a whole bunch of kids playing music on a back road and a priest and everything else, and they're blocking the way. And the guy's like,
Oh my
"They won't
god.
move unless we give them 14,000 whatever it was." And the guy's like, "Really? This is convenient." That he pays him, he barters with him, and everything else, and then he busts the guy. And sure enough, yeah, that's all set up. He knows the people in that village. They pay to block the taxi driver. Took him to the wrong hotel. A ride that should have took an hour took 3.5 hours. They take him to this other hotel, and when they were discussing the scam, he's like, "Yeah, basically what we do is we wear them down. They don't have air conditioning. It's like 100 degrees.
No.
By the time they get to a hotel, most tourists are so frustrated and tired and just done for the day that they go there, and then that hotel gives those people a commission for bringing them to that
This
hotel."
is why I don't want to travel. Like I'm dead serious. Like I'm afraid my girl's gonna be like, we should go. I'm like, no.
Mhm,
Why? Why? Let's just go to Disney. Like
mhm.
I'll spend the money. I don't want to leave.
One of the places with Jerusalem, like the holiest places. They had
Any
guys.
place I can't spell, I don't want to go to.
They had guys at the Wailing Wall, which is like great biblical importance and everything else,
Yeah,
pretending to be rabbis, giving out blessings, and then being like, "You give me money now. You give me money now."
dude, I don't ever want to travel.
They had this one guy in Jerusalem selling maps, like of the holy city, and he's like, "Yeah, you buy a map, you buy a map." And when the host took his wallet out to take out, like, he's like, "It's only like $1 or whatever it is."
Okay,
He takes $1. The guy takes the map to show him something on the map, and he holds it kind of like, so. Imagine you got your wallet out to get $1
okay,
out. The guy holding the map takes the map, puts it over to the guy's wallet to be like, "Yeah, you want to go here." And when he comes back out, he's taken all the bills out of the wallet.
damn, that's a sleight of that's a what's a sleight of hand?
Yeah,
That's fucking quick.
dexterity, that's good. And the guy automatically gave it back though. And he was wondering, he caught up and he's, "Why'd you give it back?" He's like, "I took too much." He's like, "Because you can go in and take everything, but what happens if you take everything? You know, you take the map away, the guy goes, he has no money.
Uh,
You want to go in there. How much dexterity is it only to grab a few of those bills?"
oh my bad, I took all your money here. Now pay me for the back.
Yeah. Dude, it's just crazy some of the scams that go on and everything else. They were
Dude.
showing these one group of guys that basically just have a metal strip with super glue, and they just go up to ATMs and they put that over the cash, the part that shoots out the cash. So like when this dude went to the ATM, he went to get like $20 out, and he could hear it whirring and nothing shot out. So what happens when you do that? Usually you'd be like, "Oh, this one's broke. I'll call my bank. I'll let them know." These guys go up with a crowbar, just pop open, the metal thing they glued on,
Right.
and this wads of cash just come shooting out.
What's
And
this
you
show
gotta think,
called again?
we're like all technological over here. Oh, there's skimmers that we put over. These guys are like, "No, super glue in a metal bar, and that's all we need."
What's this show
It's called
called?
Scam City.
I am so watching this tonight when you leave.
Yeah.
I just can't
Yeah,
wait.
it's crazy watching it. There's episodes where he walks into places where prostitutes are being forced upon him, and even though he doesn't want any.
That's Brazil, I heard.
Oh, really?
That's Brazil and Colombia.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
scary
my buddies,
situation.
my buddies tell me that.
Like more often than not, it's people. The scam is you find someone who befriends you. They lead you into a bar as the cool place, and they lure you in with like, "Oh, there's no cover charge, and beer's so cheap." And then you go in, have a beer, they give you the tab, and it's like $580
F
dollars.
that, man.
And if you don't pay it,
You probably get killed. Yeah. No,
yeah,
thank you.
and the cops are on the take. They get a portion of everything and stuff like that.
Man, this is why I stay in Orlando.
Yeah,
This is why I
just
stay home.
craziness. And most of the times they say they go after tourists specifically because tourists don't have the money to stick around and legally fight this stuff. You know, so like a lot of the scams in New York, even local stuff. If you're just visiting from like, you know, say I don't know, say you come out from California, go to New York, and you're just there in the city for a couple of days. A lot of times people won't file or press charges simply because they'd have to come back and do yeah, that was the guy or that was this. And they're like, "No, we only hit tourists."
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I never got. I'm trying to think if I ever got scammed. I'm like, no.
Really?
Yeah, I never got scammed.
You ever have anything stolen? I got my laptop stolen
Oh,
from me in
I
New
actually,
York.
I actually almost got scammed.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I almost took the class at the improv. So
Wow. What?
Hiya! Hacho! Oye! Hasa! Hus! Hashu!
And think how much further you would have been.
Mm.
The only reason you get work now is because
I do the flyers.
you do the
Hustle!
yeah. Maybe young comedians should take more flyer classes.
You guys should learn Photoshop. Screw the comedy, idiots.
Yeah, you got any work coming up?
Comedy wise or just
Sure.
DJ wise?
Either one.
Just DJ. I don't got any. Oh no, I'm doing Porky's Comedy Club in mid-July,
Oh, okay.
July 20th or whatever.
Mhm.
I think I'm there with Kevin White and James Young.
Oh, you're hosting it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm actually I'm down at the Boca Black Box.
Boca.
Yeah, I was headlining Thursday night, and I was got a call. They said, "Hey, the headliner for Friday, Saturday. I guess they don't have a feature. It's Kate Quigley out of Los Angeles. I guess she's. I think she used to be a model. Now she's a comedian.
Of course it is. Her
I've
name
heard-
is Cake.
I've heard Kate.
Oh,
Kate.
it's Cake.
It's the cold. I've heard her name a couple of times. I think she works with Eric Myers a lot. But I guess her feature or something didn't work out, so they asked me to stick around and feature for the weekend. So I'm gonna be down there Thursday through Saturday.
Did they set you up in a hotel?
This room doesn't.
Wah.
This is one of those rooms that doesn't. On the bright side, I actually got some family in South Florida, but I'll
No,
probably
okay.
all the more reason to get a hotel.
Let's say, so you're gonna get a hotel anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the hotel. Yeah, Ken Miller had hooked me up with this company called Ignite Hospitality that actually works with like entertainers and finding them discounts in hotel rooms when you're on the road.
Hmm.
So if you're a comedian looking for a place, because sometimes you know how these gigs are, man. Sometimes they give you the hotel, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're only working, Thursday through Sunday, and then your next gig doesn't start till Thursday, but you're on the road. What are you gonna do? Drive all the way back? So yeah, check them out, Ignite Hospitality, and yeah, it should be a good weekend. I had to cancel. I was doing a bar show Saturday night locally, and for Eddie Saz over at his
That is a Bloodhound Brew.
Bloodhound Brew, but I called up Ken Miller and got Ken to cover it for me. So
That's cool. Hey, you know what? I wanted to bring this up to your attention.
mm-hmm.
So this dude on Fox, he
Mhm.
said this saying, and he got a shitload of trouble. And I didn't know. I didn't realize this saying
Okay,
was.
this is Fox News.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't realize this saying was like racist.
Okay,
Hold up.
let's hear it. What do you got?
You said that about David. Michael Hayden posted a picture of Auschwitz.
Yeah, that liberal Michael Hayden. Yeah, that screaming liberal Michael Hayden.
You're out of your cotton picking mind.
Cotton picking mind, brother. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I got some relatives who spit cotton. Okay, and I'm not going to allow you to attack me like that on TV. I'm not out of my cotton picking.
You're out of your mind.
You better watch yourself.
You're out of your mind, gentlemen. We're gonna leave it right there.
Wow.
I didn't realize cotton picking mine was like racist.
How
so
do you not know?
I'm glad
Kanye?
this happened because I would never. I mean, I don't say that, but I'm glad it
Mhm.
happened. He's getting all the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You didn't know cotton picking was
I never put two and two together on that one.
really?
No, never.
Really?
No, I mean, I'm not saying I just didn't have that thought process.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. I like how the guy who it was addressed to, you saw his eyes go like,
Oh, they went white.
like
Yeah.
any other conversation up to this point was null and void because now it was all about this. So yeah, cotton picking was always, in fact,
But my teacher used to say that all the time in school.
was your teacher black?
I
You don't remember?
don't remember. I remember maybe. I don't know. I hear a lot of people say that back in the day. I just
Really?
never thought it was racist.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
going
you're
up to
outta your-
Mexicans. You're out of your orange picking mind.
See, now it's racist.
Now it's racist. Okay. All right.
So I went ahead. I was like, huh. Since I didn't know that, I was
Mhm.
like, I wonder what other phrases are.
Come with a
Yeah, like what are
racist
races that are-
connotation.
So I found a couple. Did you know itis? The itis. Do you know what
Mhm.
that means?
Yeah, it's like when you get really, really tired, right?
Well, you
Like
eat,
after
it's
eating.
a food coma.
Yeah.
My
food
girl
coma.
uses it all the time.
Well, your girlfriend is black.
But I mean, I don't even think she knows it's supposed to mean the N word with itis.
Okay.
Nigga itis.
Wh-
Itis.
wh- uh?
I'm just quoting it. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that. I'm not-
I don't know.
Uppity. Did you know that one?
I know that I've not used that word towards people of certain race because I've understood that it's meant
See, I
to be.
didn't
Where's
know
it
that.
come from though?
Is to describe blacks who didn't know their place.
To describe blacks who didn't know their socioeconomic place. Oh, so like basically if you were outspoken.
I always hear like you uppity bitch,
Well, wow.
but it's usually to women. I didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I always hear it all the time. Like bougie. Now the word is bougie.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It's a fun word, but
Yeah.
obviously
You
not one
uppity
for
bitch.
us.
That peanut gallery. Did you know that one?
I knew the peanut gallery,
I didn't know that.
but where you're reading it says it actually came from vaudeville, and it was the cheap seats and the worst where,
Right.
of course, the poor people would
And
sit.
I just call it the nosebleed.
I don't
section.
know why I thought that came from like London and the Globe Theater and Shakespeare, but because even in comedy, like you'll be like, "Hey, keep it down, peanut gallery" or something like that, or like, what? How do you use that phrase whenever someone's talking and you want to belittle them that their opinion doesn't matter? You're like, "Hey, I don't need to hear from the peanut gallery right
You're
now."
out of your cotton picking mind with your peanut gallery.
What is this? Just a competition to get the most racist things? And
Let's see what else.
okay,
Gip.
gyp
Gyp.
from like gypsies.
Which I thought gypsies was the race.
You really thought there was a race of people
Yes.
called gypsies?
Yeah, just like, oh, they're gypsies. That's
Okay.
the race.
More correctly known as
Gyp. You're cheating.
the
someone.
Romani. No, see, scroll back. See,
Swindlers.
no, but the real names, the version of gypsy, more correctly known as the Romani. So they were that's the ethnic group, the Romani.
I thought they were called
And
gypsies.
then you were like, you call them gypsies.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, gypsy was always an insult. It meant like thief or crook. And they probably were the ones who, fucking New York gypsies pulled me in and took me into the bodega and took my money.
You got gypped.
Yeah. Yeah.
What up, paddy
Because
wagons?
gypsies were the ones that were always doing the fortune tellings and
Yeah.
everything else. And they would travel in caravans and
I
everything.
thought it was a
like,
culture kind of deal.
it is. You ever see Snatch?
Yes, that's
There were like
one of my favorite
There were
movies.
like British gypsies in
Yeah.
there, you know. They just tooled
You like
around.
dogs?
Yeah, dogs,
Dags.
dags,
Yeah, I like dogs.
dags. You owe my mama
I like caravans more.
caravans. Yeah, and a lot of times, like the fortune readings, those in themselves, and that's also check out Scam City. They do that.
I
they
gotta watch
do
that
the-
show.
But a lot of times, like you're scamming the people out of money with the fortune stuff, but you're also getting in close and taking their belongings.
Right.
So.
Paddy wagon.
Oh, I'm very familiar with those.
Really? See, I didn't know any of this. This was all
Mhm.
new to me today.
Yeah, like St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, but I thought paddy wagon just you're throwing people into a.
It
That's what they
was-
call the
It was
the
it wa-
bands that take away drunks and fights and.
Yeah, it was the
The
way of
police.
saying it was whenever you're like, oh, there's a paddy wagon, because the connotation was it was filled with drunk Irish criminals.
All right.
Yeah.
Bugger.
I've called people boogers.
Yeah,
You
I
little
don't-
booger.
I don't.
Bugger looks like it's Bulgarian.
All right, I didn't know this one. Sold down the river.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
How did you not know that?
I didn't
There
know it
is
was
nothing in that that doesn't sound like. You ever read Huck Finn?
Yeah, but I didn't.
I'll sell.
All right, here's a big one I didn't know. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Okay.
Catch a tiger by his toe. If you
Mm.
always let him go.
But-
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
But it wasn't always tiger.
I didn't know that.
So-
I know where I'm reading it now. They replace tiger with the N word.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
I play that game with the kids all day.
Mhm.
When I pick who was gonna play on Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. You motherfucker! No.
Wow.
You little.
Wow.
You out of your cotton picking mind, kid? Get in here.
Get in the paddy
Get in the
wagon.
paddy wagon. The rule of thumb, I didn't know that
You
one.
didn't know that? You've never
No.
seen the movie Boondock Saints?
I don't remember the quotes.
Yeah. The rule of thumb was basically there was a rule, I think it was in not even, was it medieval times? When was it? Basically the rule was that a husband could not beat his wife with a stick wider than his thumb. So it was like, because that would be abuse.
I didn't mean to laugh.
Yeah, that would be abuse. And in Boondock Saints, there's a woman going, do you know where that phrase comes from? Back in blah, blah, blah. A man was able to beat his wife as long as the stick wasn't any bigger than his thumb. And the guy looks there and goes, probably should have been called the rule of wrist then.
That was in Boondocks?
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch it.
Yeah.
Which one? 1 or 2?
One.
1?
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of more, but I mean, I think those are the ones I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
That was shocking. I didn't know any of
That's
this
the problem. You're just walking around all day being unintentionally racist.
My bad. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Did you know any other ones that are not like on this list?
I had heard a rumor for a while that picnic, like I saw someone give a speech about how
Picnic.
was a racist term because it was short for when the white people would go out and pick their and everything else. And I just pulled it up because you and I were talking about it before the show. And I don't know how much to believe Snopes, but of course they say it's false and that the origin is actually French and picnic. And yeah, I don't think it goes. There's so many sites though that
All right, I think that's a little
that's-
bit far fetched on that
there's
one.
so many. Well, what? Here's the problem. Here's the problem. When you see someone of another race telling you that a phrase you said is
I
racist,
guess, yeah.
you're not going to stand there and go, whoa, if I offended you, then I am sorry. You know, that'd be cool. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should get Ken Miller just go around in random situations and take phrases that are nowhere near racist and videotape him explaining to other people why they're racist.
Why they're racist, but they're not racist.
But they're not.
Just random
Just
words.
to watch people go, oh, I'm sorry.
What would be a phrase that we can use that a lot of people like common?
It's about time.
It's about time.
It's about. Do you know what? It's about time, man.
No, I don't.
But whenever they were about to auction off slaves, the white guy in the powdered wig would come out and go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh.
It's about time.
Are you out of your cotton picking mind?
This is the worst episode.
I'm gonna go join my picnic.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't know all this though. I thought it was pretty crazy though. I thought that was interesting.
Mm.
But I don't know. But that guy has no career now. They said that on the news. So
Also saw something that apparently, like, there's that movie. Did you see that movie Tag yet?
no.
Okay, the one where Jeremy Renner,
Yeah, they're playing a game of tag.
based on a real story.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently, I saw a clip today. They actually have worldwide tag competitions.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing till I saw the movie. And now it's all over YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The ones I saw were just like each series is like 3 or 4. Well, it was in an arena, and it's just 1-on-1, and it almost set up like a
the parkour one.
Yeah, almost set up
that's
like a
extreme.
parkour. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got like 20 seconds. Each round lasts like 20 seconds. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
No, those guys are all over the place, man. It's like
Mhm.
Spider-Man versus Spider-Man tag.
Yeah, it's crazy fun to watch.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But I was exhausted. I was like, you'd get me in like.
I would have
2 seconds.
smacked my head on one of the poles.
Yep.
First loop. Like,
Yeah.
boom.
I saw one guy do a dive straight through like 2 metal beams to get the other guy. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, but that tag thing, I've seen it everywhere. Like, people are doing high school friends, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. You see any? I took the kids to see Incredibles 2.
I saw it.
What'd you think?
Loved it.
Really?
They couldn't top one, but still loved it.
Yeah, I fell asleep. It was a long day, man.
I mean, I guess it's cool. It is a kid's movie, but
no. I mean, I wanted to go. I was excited. I was the one who brought it up, and we went to go see it. And we went to see it earlier. I think it was like a 10 o'clock showing or something. And I think I just was still exhausted from, the night before, and watched the whole movie, and then fell asleep like 15 minutes towards the end. So when I woke up, everybody was cheering and celebrating.
great.
So
now you got to go see it again.
I just missed the most important part.
Yeah, you missed the. I saw Jurassic World. You saw that one?
No, it was
Part
good.
2. Screw it. I'm gonna spoil it.
Okay.
I like the special effects. I liked seeing dinosaurs eat people. That's always fun. But there is a scene where they transport the dinosaurs from the island to whatever. Let's say New York. I wasn't paying attention where. And they have an auction off for the dinosaurs, and a bunch of rich people come in to a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize a brontosaurus can fit in a mansion. It didn't make sense. Like, they had like all these dinosaurs in this mansion. T-Rex, brontosaurus, stegosaurus, the freaking flying pterodactyls, all of them.
Yeah.
In a mansion, and then they're just causing a muck. And I'm like, all right.
Because, when the wife and husband were designing that mansion together, he's like, yeah, so this looks great. And she's like, well, maybe we should make that one big cargo bay back door. Why? In case there's ever an island of dinosaurs and we get a chance to auction on them. And he's like, psh, like that would ever happen.
Yeah.
And she's like, you said I could design this house the way I want it. Fine. You can have the big Bombay loading door in case there's ever, for some reason, a dinosaur. And then that night she was like, fucking told you. Yeah.
Overall, though, I think it's a good movie. I find it funny, too, that they try to make the T-Rex like a good guy.
It sounds kind of like King Kong. It sounds like, hey, look, we went to this island, we found this thing, we brought it back to the city.
Kind of. They have a
But
twist.
we got Jeff Goldblum.
Which, okay, he doesn't make a big scene.
Jeff Goldblum doesn't have to anymore. Like, even, what was it? Thor
He
Ragnarok.
was fun on that
He's
one,
just
though.
kind of like, this is what I do now. I hang out and be Jeff Goldblum in weird costume.
But
he's earned it.
Yeah. Well, I think we hit that time, haven't we?
It's the magic hour.
Oh,
so sad to go. Dude, we really need to work on getting a third mic because it's just ridiculous the number of people ask. More people ask to be on the show than listen to it.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of that. And some people I don't want, though.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, people.
All the more fun to get other people on and not them.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I like you in here. I enjoy your company.
Thank you. I enjoy yours.
There's a lot of people in the comedy scene. I like seeing them for just that time.
Yeah.
I can't deal with them outside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them in my house.
Okay.
The studio is not. It's not like this place where we're going and it's a studio where people. It's my house.
Yep.
I don't want you in my house.
Yep.
I don't want to share my water with you.
Whoa.
I don't want to share my chair.
Wow. You don't want to share your cotton picking water
I
with
don't
these
want
people?
to. They're cotton picking mine.
Wow.
Thinking they're gonna come here
Whoa.
and eat my food.
How it must be so cool to be Latino and just be blatantly racist and get away with it all the time. All the time. Like you're racist towards white people, you're racist towards black people, and everybody's like, yeah, it's Kermit. He's right there in the middle. It's okay.
That's it. That's the problem. That's the problem. I can't. I don't know. It took me a while to get you here. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I know. I remember. I was in the parking lot a couple of nights. You're like, I can't let you in right now, man. I got neighbors and can't let them see the type of people coming into my house.
No, I don't know. I have this weird thing about.
Well, that's why I didn't get a chance to talk to Krista because it was such a busy weekend. Like it was such a busy. But I think we should start doing some recordings over at the Improv. The room's set up.
Yeah, we'll get that going. But I think ultimately we'll just do it here.
So, you're like, that's a drive.
That's a drive.
That's a drive.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
All right.
What the hell's vibrators going on? That's your phone.
That's me. No.
How's my phone going off? What
Is
the
it
hell?
your laptop?
No, it's my damn phone. All right, stop.
Huh.
Anyways.
Mm.
Well, with that said, that was an odd way to end it, but
We'll end it nonetheless.
and then like that. Well, we want to thank you guys for having a laugh with us on Obligatory Podcast
Mhm.
with Kermit and Mike.
Thanks for hanging out with us. I think we should call our listener base the Peanut Gallery from now on.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, Peanut Gallery. And
We'll catch you at a picnic.
yeah, we'll see you in the paddy wagon.
See you later. Bye.
You are out of your cotton, man.
Wait, you didn't even say cotton.
No, I'm not allowed to. You
You're
can
allowed to
say it.
cotton picking
No, I
mine.
just. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, man. We're out of here.
Say it.
All right.